Hey everyone, so I know what you're thinking right now. Potato soup for breakfast? That sounds absolutely wild, right? I mean, we're all programmed to think breakfast means eggs, toast, maybe some cereal if you're in a rush. But hear me out, because what I'm about to share with you is going to completely change how you think about your morning meal. And it's all backed by science. So here's the thing. I've been diving deep into nutritional research lately, and I came across something that honestly blew my mind. The University of Sydney conducted this incredible study back in the 90s, where they created what's called the satiety index. Basically, they wanted to figure out which foods actually keep you full the longest. They tested 38 different foods, everything from croissants to fish to fruits, and they gave participants equal calorie portions of each food and tracked how hungry they felt over the next 2 hours. And guess what came out on top? Potatoes. Not just by a little bit either. Potatoes scored a whopping 323 on the satiety index, which means they were literally 7 times more filling than croissants, which scored the lowest at 47. Think about that for a second. 7 times more filling. That's not a small difference. That's game-changing. Now, you might be wondering why potatoes are so incredibly satisfying. Well, it turns out there's some really fascinating science behind this. Potatoes contain something called resistant starch, and this is where things get really interesting. Unlike regular starch that gets broken down quickly in your stomach, resistant starch actually makes it all the way to your large intestine, where it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that when people ate potatoes as part of their meals, they actually lost weight, not gained it. The lead researcher, Dr. Candida Rebello from Pennington Biomedical Research Center, said something that really stuck with me. She explained that people tend to eat the same weight of food, regardless of calories, to feel full. So by choosing foods that are heavier but lower in calories, like potatoes, you naturally end up eating fewer calories without feeling deprived. But here's where the breakfast angle comes in. And this is what really makes potato soup a genius choice for your morning meal. Multiple studies have shown that consuming soup as a first course or as a main meal significantly reduces your total calorie intake. There's this research published by the National Institutes of Health that found soup preloads reduced subsequent meal intake, no matter what form the soup took. Whether it was chunky, smooth, or somewhere in between, soup consistently helped people eat less overall while feeling more satisfied. And when you combine the satiety power of potatoes with the filling nature of soup, you've got this perfect storm of breakfast optimization. Think about it. Traditional breakfast foods like pastries, cereals, even toast, they're often high in simple carbs that spike your blood sugar and leave you crashing and hungry again within a couple hours. But potato soup? It's a completely different story. Let me break down what actually happens in your body when you start your day with potato soup. First, you're getting that resistant starch I mentioned earlier, which has been shown to reduce insulin resistance by up to 33% in one study. That means your body gets better at managing blood sugar, which translates to more stable energy throughout your morning. No more 10:30 crash, where you're desperately hunting for a snack. Second, potatoes are absolutely packed with nutrients that most people don't even realize. We're talking about vitamin C, more potassium than a banana, vitamin B6, which is crucial for brain function, and a whole host of minerals like iron, phosphorus, and magnesium. When you eat them with the skin on, which you absolutely should in your soup, you're also getting a significant amount of dietary fiber. All of these nutrients are being delivered to your body first thing in the morning, when it's primed to absorb them. Now, here's something else that's really cool about soup for breakfast specifically. In many cultures around the world, this isn't weird at all. In Colombia, they have changua, this traditional egg soup that people eat every morning. In Asia, pho and congee are standard breakfast items. These cultures have been onto something for centuries, and now Western science is finally catching up. Research shows that warm liquids in the morning can support digestion in ways that cold or solid foods can't. The warmth helps stimulate your digestive system gently. It aids in hydration, which most of us are desperately needing after sleeping for 8 hours. And there's something psychologically comforting about starting your day with something warm that sets a positive tone. But let's talk about the practical side for a second, because I know you're probably thinking, this sounds like a lot of work for a busy morning. Here's the beauty of it though. You make a big batch of potato soup on Sunday, portion it out, and boom, you've got breakfast sorted for the entire week. Just reheat it in the morning. Maybe add a poached egg on top for extra protein if you want. And you're good to go. You can literally pour it in a thermos and take it with you if you need to eat on the way to work. And speaking of protein, this is important. While potatoes themselves have a decent amount of protein, with an excellent biological value of 90 to 100, you can easily boost your potato soup by adding things like bone broth as your base, which gives you collagen and extra amino acids, or throwing in some chicken, tofu, or legumes. This makes it a complete meal that hits all your macronutrient needs. The research on this is pretty clear. Studies have shown that protein-rich breakfasts lead to greater satiety throughout the day and reduce overall calorie intake. When you combine high-quality protein with the resistant starch and fiber in potatoes, you're creating this sustained release of energy that keeps you mentally sharp and physically satisfied for hours. Here's another benefit that I think is massively underrated. Potato soup is incredibly customizable for any dietary restriction. Gluten-free? No problem. Dairy-free? Easy. Vegan? Absolutely doable. Try finding a traditional breakfast food that's that flexible. Plus, you can pack it with whatever vegetables you have on hand, making it an easy way to get multiple servings of veggies before most people have even had their first cup of coffee. Now, I want to address something because I know there are people out there who've been told potatoes are bad because of their glycemic index. Here's the thing though, that Harvard study everyone references about potatoes and diabetes risk, it was specifically about French fries and highly processed potato products, eaten in large quantities. When you eat whole potatoes in reasonable portions, especially in a soup with other ingredients that slow digestion, the story is completely different. In fact, research from Pennington Biomedical specifically found that potatoes prepared properly do not negatively impact blood glucose levels. The key is in how you prepare them. Boiling potatoes for soup, especially when you let them cool before reheating, actually increases that resistant starch content even more. It's like a nutritional hack that makes them even better for blood sugar control. Let me paint you a picture of what this looks like in real life. Imagine waking up and instead of mindlessly grabbing whatever's quick, you heat up a bowl of creamy potato soup loaded with herbs, vegetables, maybe some lean protein. You sit down for just 10 minutes, you eat this warm, satisfying meal, and you head out the door feeling genuinely full and energized. Fast forward to 11 o'clock. Your coworkers are already complaining about being hungry and raiding the vending machine. But you're still going strong, focused, productive, not even thinking about food. That's the power of making a smart breakfast choice based on actual science, rather than food marketing and habit. Because let's be honest, a lot of what we think of as breakfast, food is really just what companies have convinced us to eat over the last century. There's nothing inherently special about cereal or bagels for breakfast. It's just what we're used to. But when you look at the actual nutritional science, when you look at what foods provide the best satiety, stable energy, and nutrient density, potatoes and soup keep coming up as winners. So here's my challenge for you. Try it for 1 week. Make a big pot of potato soup this weekend. Keep it simple if you want, just potatoes, vegetable or bone broth, some herbs, maybe carrots and celery. Portion it out and have it for breakfast for 5 days. Pay attention to how you feel, not just in the morning, but throughout the entire day. Notice your energy levels, your hunger patterns, your ability to focus. The bottom line is this: potatoes score higher on the satiety index than virtually any other food. Soup reduces overall calorie intake while increasing satisfaction. Combining them for breakfast gives you sustained energy, stable blood sugar, tons of nutrients, and keeps you full for hours. It's practical, it's affordable, it's backed by solid research. And honestly, it just makes sense. So yeah, potato soup for breakfast might sound unusual, but sometimes the best solutions are the ones we haven't tried yet, simply because they seem different. Trust the science, give it a shot, and let me know how it goes. I genuinely think this could be the breakfast game changer you didn't know you needed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.